Hey y'all, how'd it do? It is Friday night, y'all. We have made it to the weekend. I don't know how excited y'all are about it being Friday, but when I tell you I'm excited, I am excited and delighted that it is Friday, the end of the work week. Ain't got to punch nobody's clock tomorrow morning but my own, okay? Oh my goodness. Tonight, y'all. Now, y'all thought Wednesday was juicy. Monday was like, oh, okay, cool. Wednesday was like, what the hell? And tonight it's gonna be like, wait, what happened? When I tell you, hey Letitia, hey boo, when I tell you tonight, gonna be just as juicy. I'm trying to tell you, it's gonna be just as juicy tonight. Okay, first, before we get into that, Letitia, you got to tell me what part of the journey y'all on, because I need to know. I told you we got to keep up with this journey that y'all on. Okay, so we know what part of the birthday trip. I see you ended up in Tijuana. I hope you left Tijuana before it got dark, ma'am. Hey, Bobby, how are you? Hello, everybody. Hey, Kimberly, how is everybody? Okay, you're in Cali now. All right, so we know you're on the Cali leg of the journey. All right. How is everybody this fabulous Friday evening? I hope that you guys are able to relax. Now, I promise you, y'all gonna need some wine tonight. I promise you're gonna need some. Letitia said I was back at my spot by 4:30. I was gonna say you better not be caught in Tijuana after dark. I hope y'all got y'all glasses. Look, tonight, after I read this letter, y'all, I was like, I needed some wine because my juice was just not gonna cut it tonight. And it's Friday, yeah. I was like, we need something stronger than my cranberry juice tonight, y'all. So we gonna get into it. We gonna read this letter. Now, as long as you promise to give your honest opinion and nothing but, that's all I ask. Okay? All right, let's get into it. So it says, hey, how are you? I have a situation and not sure who I should talk to. I'm very private and not really out there like that. I haven't been happy in my relationship, even though we are married. Okay. It wasn't what I expected, and everything is too much for me. I'm a guy and I'm married to a guy. This whole gay marriage ain't all what I thought it was. He wants to do everything and be out with his while I don't. Okay. It says, I have been okay, we're gonna backtrack a little bit. Okay, it says, I'm a guy and I'm married to a guy. This whole gay marriage ain't all what I thought it was. He wants to do everything and be out with his while I don't. We got married in a private event. I have been seeing somebody who gets me, and she knows I'm married. She just told me she is pregnant and plans to keep it. I don't know if I should get a divorce or just work it out and tell him. I love him and I love her. I know I was wrong for cheating, but it's complicated. I don't know about y'all, but I need a sip. Like I before I even utter a word, I need a sip. Okay. What are our thoughts? What are the thoughts that we are thinking? Bobby said, "What?" So, okay, so what are we? What? Joe said, "Uh oh, what is it today?" Okay, so the recap is: it's a guy who's married to a guy. He's not happy. He said gay marriage ain't what he thought it was gonna be. I guess his partner wants to be out and about and out with it, and he's kind of like, no, not really. And he's not happy. He cheated with the woman. The woman is not pregnant. And he wants to know, should he get a divorce or if he should just tell his husband and work it out. Like, hey, Sam, like how? mm, Okay, so what are our thoughts? Come on, let's get these. What are we thinking, people? What are we thinking? I want to get y'all opinions first get, before I get mad. I want to get y'all's. So what are we thinking? What are we thinking? He said, should he get a divorce or should he work it out with his husband and tell his husband that he cheated with the woman and now the woman is pregnant and wants to keep it? Yes, I did. I did say he was gay and cheated with a woman. So that means that he's not gay. He's one husband is gay and the other husband is bi. So and the husband that's yeah, that's how that works. Yes, that's what I said. Happy Friday. Hey there. Hey there. Okay. Okay. Letitia said, it's not complicated. The writer is selfish. You want to dip and dab wherever he wants and with whoever he wants. You don't want to be out there with your husband because you are not an honest person. You're not honest with your husband, the mother of your child, or yourself. Mm. Okay. That's a good assessment though. Because here's the thing. Now, it throws a few red flags for me. For me, the first red flag was when he said that his husband wants to be out and he doesn't. And it's like how do you keep that? Like he said that the woman gets him and knows that he's married. Now he didn't say that the woman knows he's married to a man. All he said was that the woman gets him and that she knows he's married. So we don't know like if he told her like, "Hey, I'm married to a man," and I'm pretty sure that he probably didn't give those details. Because here's the thing: if if he did give her those details, then clearly, like I said, I don't think he's gay. I think that he might particularly be bisexual, which is fine. His preference in itself, but he needs to be more honest with himself. Because here's the thing: how can you be married to somebody and not want nobody to know? Like, what was the purpose of y'all getting married then? Like, what was it that allowed you to agree to a marriage that you didn't really want to be in? Like, I'm just not understanding that. Letitia said that's because she on the Messy Express train too. Well, now, baby. Joe says, dude, if you watching, make up your mind. Choose one and only one. Cheating is cheating. And that's the thing. Like for me, it doesn't matter who you are married to or whatever else. It doesn't matter. Once you make that commitment, you need to honor that commitment. It just doesn't matter. Bobby said he should never have gotten married, especially if he didn't plan to let the world know that he is with his spouse. Hashtag not cool, hashtag not right. And it's not. Like Joe says, how are you married but trying to be down low? And that's the crazy part. Like it's like how do you because on forums it asks, are you married? It asks things like that. So what do you just say? Single? Like, and you're completely married? Like, what was the purpose of it? What was the purpose behind it? Because in this situation, like, I agree with Letitia. Like, it's completely selfish. It's absolutely selfish for you to feel like you want to be married to somebody, but you don't want to be out in public, or you don't want to be out with this person for people to know that you're actually with this person. Like, that's crazy. Could you imagine how the spouse must feel? Like, oh babe, let's go to the movies. You want to hold hands? They're like, oh, okay, we can go, but we don't need to hold hands. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you that's got to be awkward. Like you're lovey-dovey in the house, and oh, babe, I love you, and you get in public, and it's like, hey, what's good? How you doing? Like, what? Yeah, that's Letitia says, I'm out here with coordinating shirts, walking around walking around San Diego with my hubby. How do you not want the world to know who your spouse is? Yeah, that's the thing. Like what? Beverly says that's been happening for years. Sam said you're busted now. It's over. The truth is out. Bev says have a friend whose husband is high and dates younger men. She has 3 kids by him. Wow. Wow. Okay. I mean, look, that just goes back to relationship is different. Not everybody has the same traditional relationship. Some people just that's their thing. Like they want one person that's kind of like in their corner, that one ride or die, that one, you know what I'm saying? That solid relationship, but then it's like they don't want the commitment of just one person. And then you have some people that are cool with that. Like, hey, look, this is a convenience thing for me. People get married for convenience. People get married for places to stay. People get married for insurance purposes. People get married because they lonely as hell, don't necessarily like the person. So, I mean, we don't really know what the dynamics of what, because I can't fathom being married to somebody and not wanting anyone to know that I'm married to that person. Because, like, that it would be a moot point. It would literally be a moot point about it. Like Joe says, if he's lying to his husband, he has to be lying to that woman. I can't see a woman cool with a man sleeping with a man and her at the same time. Bev says he's been by and everybody knows, but it's her denial and that's how she lives. Often ask her, but why? It's what she allows. It's about self-worth. It absolutely is about self-worth. And apparently she doesn't think she isn't, and apparently she doesn't think she's worth it. Bobby says, I agree with Letitia. Sam and I are doing the matching t-shirts and colors here in the Berg too. Let the world know he was wrong and he couldn't really love his husband. And that's the thing. Like, how do you purposely just tell somebody like, well, I don't really want to be out like that. And that, it's we have enough issues, okay? There's more than enough issues within of being part of the LGBTQ community, and to have someone to purposely marry somebody and decide that, well, you okay when we together and you okay when we in private, but I just don't want nobody to know about me. Like, here's the thing. Unless you're willing to live in your truth, regardless of how anybody else feels or regardless of anybody else's opinions, you shouldn't be in a relationship with anybody unless you are willing to walk truth, whatever that may be. Your truth doesn't necessarily have to agree with anybody else, but you need to be honest with yourself. Because that's not fair to the other person. That's not fair to the person. Here's the thing. Anybody who's out of the closet does not want to be with somebody who's in the closet, because coming out of the closet takes a whole lot of work. It takes a whole lot of therapy, and it takes years. It's not something that people take lightly. So here's the thing. You do not, and you cannot force someone to go back in the closet because you don't want to live your truth. No, sir. No, ma'am. You do not. You do not have the right to force anybody else back into the closet because you can't walk in the shoes that you are walking in. That's absolutely crazy. It's unfair. It is extremely unfair. Joe says, y'all let these men have sex with y'all and a man. That's dangerous as hell. Here's the thing. Sex with multiple partners is dangerous, period. Okay. It and the sad part is, unfortunately, a lot of these young people and younger generations, they're not concerned with safety. They're concerned with having fun. They're concerned with how high they can get. They're concerned with how drunk they can get. That's what they're concerned about. They're not concerned about safety. They're not concerned about partner numbers. That's not important to them. Now, our generation, some different. Some different. Bobby says, tell it. Say it for the church members in the back. Say a little louder for the people in the back. Like, Joe says, when the pastor said, is there anyone who feels the couple should not be married? You have said, yeah, me. I don't want to be out like that. I'm not ready yet. That's the thing. Like, you've got to know at some point, marriage records are public record. Anybody can find out that you married. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. How do you not want to be seen or not want anybody to know that you with this person? What you doing? What are you doing with your life? What are you doing? That sounds like that's somebody who needs to be like literally. Bobby said, that's right. Walk in your truth. Straight LGBTQIA plus and any other letters that are to come. And if you're not going to walk in your truth, don't start a relationship. Absolutely. Bev says that's why STDs are highest among African Americans right now. Here's the thing. It is so disheartening to hear people say, oh, well, kind of, they don't need that. They don't. Let me tell you something. If it came down to a choice between my life and a night of fun, baby, I'm choosing me in my life every time, okay? I'm not playing Russian roulette with nobody. Because here's the thing, nobody. Remember back in the day, okay, like before any of us got married, like before anyone could get married, they had to get blood tests. Like they had to get tests to make sure that they were, compatible blood. Sure that everything was like, how is it so easy to get married and so hard to get divorced? Anybody else notice that? Like it's hard as hell to get divorced. But it is easy. I mean, you pay your $35, you sign that marriage certificate, you just go ahead and pay your extra $10 and get married at the Justice Peace. Now, when it comes to annul that or getting a divorce, baby, it takes months. It could take years. You gotta go to court. You gotta get lawyers. Like, I just cannot see myself going through that, living with somebody, only to be like, well, we can order in, but we can watch a movie in the house. We don't have to go out. Well, you can go grocery shopping. I don't need to go with you. I'll go. You can stay here. Like, what is the purpose of that's a roommate? Like that's a roommate. Joe says, I hope his husband beat his ass and I don't condone violence, but you both still me and whoop that ass. Bev said herpes, chlamydia, gonorrhea. You know, we have to get to a point where, and it's unfortunate that so many people are afraid to live in their truth. And this is just one example of someone not willing to walk in their truth for whatever reason. I just feel sad for the other person because now you have not only drugged one person into your insecurities, but you drugged two people into your insecurities. Like, and for what? Like, what was the purpose of you dragging both of these people into your insecurities? Cheating is cheating. Okay, first of all, cheating is cheating. I don't care who you married to, who you in a relationship with. Cheating is cheating. First of all, so that's the first thing. You know, I mean, I get that he acknowledges that his cheating was wrong. I get that, but regardless, you did it. You did it. It's bad enough that you're in a relationship that you don't necessarily want to be in. And then to say that gay marriage isn't what you thought it was going to be. Hell, marriage ain't what nobody thinks it's going to be. Marriage is work. Marriage takes effort, and marriage takes two people putting forth that effort. So you can't really say that marriage isn't what you thought it was going to be because you're really not putting forth the effort that it takes to make a marriage work if you're sitting there saying that he wants to be out and you don't. That means you're holding back. You can't possibly be putting forth all your efforts into making your marriage work or making a marriage work when you already have an insecurity about who you are. And then you go out and cheat on top of that. Oh, baby, selfish. Joe says, I'm stuck on her sleeping with a bi man knowing he married and you still did it. He says she worse than him. And here's the thing, we don't even know if she told him, if he told her that he's married to a man. She just knows that he's married. Here's the thing. If he lied, I agree with the statement that if he lied to him, his husband, I'm sure he lied to her. But at this point, like, how do you, it's gonna come out regardless of whether he wants it to or not. At this point, he busted. Bobby said, I'm with Joe. I hope he get his ass beat. He deserve it. Like, that's crazy. And now this woman is pregnant. So you gonna show up to the house. So you have to explain this to your husband that you got a woman pregnant. Oh, and by the way, like, you just casually mention that while you sitting at the dinner table. Like, so how was your day at work today? Good. Mm. I have a baby on the way. Mm. Yeah, you said work was stressful. Like, you just blurt that out over dinner. Like, you, because clearly y'all ain't going nowhere. Because he don't want to go. He don't want to be out. So clearly they not going out to dinner. They're not going nowhere. So, like, I'm just saying, it's like this kind of is like, to me, it puts me in the mindset of, what is that movie? We have so many. Hey, Donetta, we have so many different. It's like, okay, how do we? How do I put this? Because so many of these situations happen, and it's like they done made a movie about everything. This puts me in the mindset of what is the name of that movie? It's kind of like a role reversal though. For Color Girls with Janet Jackson and the guy that she was married to. And he cheated on her with a dude and didn't want her to know. It's kind of like role reversal. But either way, it's still about living in your truth and being in a relationship when you're insecure. I mean, I understand he didn't have a baby, but still. Bobby said, and that woman, if she knew the dude was married, she'll look funny herself. She not innocent either. Absolutely not. Because here's the thing. Regardless of whether or not she knew he was married to a man or a woman, she still chose to sleep with a married man. You have some women that are happy being side chicks. So, Janetta said, wait, what? Okay. So, we are discussing the platinum letter that was submitted. And the platinum letter is stated that um, this man was married to another man. And he said that he was not happy in his marriage. He said marriage was not what he thought it was going to be. Um, and he said that, matter of fact, okay, I'll just read it over. Okay. I'll read it over so that you can get a gist, because you really can't get a gist unless you hear it, because it's gonna. Okay. Joe said, "Yeah, read it again. I need to hit this letter." Okay, I'll read the letter again. Joe said, she said, "You take it up the butt," and he said, "I'm not the one bending over." He did tell her that. I was like, "Wow, not the point." Okay, so here's the letter. It says, "Hey." Ooh, the storm is messing with the internet tonight. This rain is not nice. Okay, there we go. All right. This storm is really messing with me tonight. I don't know what is going on, but this storm is really messing with me tonight. Okay, so I'm gonna start over because I don't know what part y'all heard, what part you didn't. Okay. It says, "Hey, how are you? I have a situation and not sure who I should talk to. I'm very private and not really out there like that. I haven't been happy in my relationship, even though we are married. It wasn't what I expected, and everything is too much for me. I'm a guy and I'm married to a guy. This whole gay marriage ain't all what I thought it was. He wants to do everything and be out with his, while I don't. We got married in a private event. I have been seeing somebody who gets me, but she knows I'm married. She just told me she is pregnant and plans to keep it. I don't know if I should get a divorce or just work it out and tell him I love him and I love her. I know I was wrong for cheating, but it's complicated." So, okay, that's where we at with it, Janetta. So, what are your thoughts? Because it did this has some of us just like I look here. Bev said this was a good movie with Leon, and then there was us. What movie was it? You said it was a movie called. Then there was a. Joe says he never says she knows he is with the man. I knew his ass lied. Oh, lying ass bastard. That's what I'm saying. Like he lied to her. He lied to him. So it's like, how does he? Okay, so if he takes the option, so if he takes the option of working it out with his husband and telling him everything, what would that look like? Like, cause I'm stumped on the fact that either way, look, her issue is the fact that she slept with a married man and she knew he was married, regardless of who he was married to. She knew he was married, so it wasn't like she went into this with blinders on, like, "Oh my god, I didn't know you were married." And so clearly, she knows something. She knows enough to know that she should not have been involved with him. So that's her. So her on the side, we'll deal with her in a minute. But if he were to tell his husband to try to work this out, like seriously, what would that look like? Like how Joe says he needs to tell her he's married to a man. His dumbass, he still tricked her. I don't think so. I don't think he tricked her. That's just my opinion. But I don't think he tricked her. Because here's the thing. That's like if I walk out my house right now, right? And I have this ring on my hand. And somebody asks me, "Am I married?" And I say yes. That's not tricking you, because that right there, me telling you that I'm married, means that there should not be any chance or any type of anything outside of me speaking to you or us being friends, because these symbols are supposed to mean something. They're supposed to mean something. Marriage is not something that you get to take on and take off of. That's not what that is. And so for me, I don't think he tricked her because he told her he was married. So right then and there should have been like, "Oh, okay, you off limits." But because she didn't view him as off limits and he didn't feel like because he was married that she was off limits. Like you said, they were both wrong in that situation, but I don't feel that he tricked her. That's true. A wedding ring doesn't have male or female on it. It says still though, she thinks it's a woman, not a man. Regardless of whether she thinks he's married to a man or woman, she dead ass wrong. She slept with him. She had a baby with a man. She's having a baby with a married man, regardless of whether he's married to a man or a woman. Like, does anybody else feel like he tricked her? Wrong. Because at the end of the day, once you say you married or you tell a person that you married, that's supposed to shut down any inappropriate conversations. That's supposed to shut down any type of inappropriateness, but clearly it doesn't. But I just feel like, hey, Mary, I just feel like when you tell somebody that you married, you should not have to specify whether you're married to a man or woman. Period. That's just me. Joe says they both deserve each other. And they do. And they do. But guess what? Now that she's pregnant and keeping the baby, how is his husband supposed to react to that? So he's supposed to be the stepdad to the baby? If he decides to tell his husband everything, if he decides to come clean and tell his husband everything, how is that going to look? Like, what would he even say? Like, I'm not comfortable with this side of me, but I'm comfortable enough to be out in public with her? Like, I don't understand it. Is it back, Bev? Joe said, yeah, but in 2021 going into 2022, you can't tell who is a man or woman. That's true sometimes. Joe says, goes back to what I said. His husband needs to whoop his ass. Hey, sister, says, hi, sis, eating the what? One of those. It was going to be one of them nights. I'm at the house. Like, I don't know, this rain has just been driving me crazy tonight. But it's but I just feel like they're both wrong on so many levels. Like, because now the only person who's really truly gonna be hurt in this whole situation is his husband. Like, you're gonna have somebody, you got to explain to somebody that you don't really want to be with them because you're not comfortable in your own skin, or you're not comfortable with that part of who you are, yet you married this man. And then you cheated on top of you telling him about how you feel. Like, it's just insecurities. Like, and then to cheat and with a baby now. Like, ooh. Hey, JJ said there's no trust regardless. It can't be. Now, I won't say it's no trust from the husband, because the husband is completely in the dark. He's completely in the dark. But I feel like he's got to have at least seen some signs that the person that he's married to, something is going on in regards to the person that they're married to. You've got to know that, because if you spend enough time with a person, you live with a person, you done married this person, y'all sharing the same bed, y'all sharing the same space, same house, if you pay attention to your partner, you know when something is off or something is wrong. So something had to have changed. Um You are so silly. I just feel like I don't know. That's just my opinion. I feel like the husband is the only one who's really going to be hurt in all of this, because the two of them are selfish. And I think at this point he probably should just go ahead and get a divorce and allow his husband to find somebody that wants to be with him, somebody who's truly going to appreciate who he is and the effort that he's trying to put into a marriage. Because at this point, right, Bev says she wasn't that blind. Clearly, I think that he should be honest with his husband, and I think he should get a divorce. I think he should do both. I think he should just completely come clean and get a divorce, because clearly this is not what he wants. Being in a marriage is clearly not what he wants, and he should never have entered into it in the first place. He was dead ass wrong for that. This is another situation that causes people to get fucked up. Point blank, period. This is another situation of people being selfish and doing things without regards for other people and their feelings and their thoughts. This is another situation that can cause people to get fucked up, period. I'm just saying. Bev says there was something about their relationship that's not 100. Joe says Wednesday that woman slept with the brother and had a baby by her brother husband. My husband, brother. That was like I'm still stuck on the fact that brothers had a three. Yeah, just some things not sharing. But this situation is far too common. It is far too common. That goes both ways. Too many times you have people, too many times, Jace has red flags. Here's the thing too many times people are getting married, one for the wrong reason. Again, like I said, people get married for a place to stay. People get married for insurance purposes. People get married for money. People get married because they lonely as hell and just don't want to be by themselves. And because this is the one person who asked, they like, okay, not necessarily caring about the other person, but they like, okay. People don't always get married for love, especially not in this day and age. They don't. They how many of y'all know that I don't care what people say. How many of y'all know that there's at least one couple you know that got married not because they loved each other? Now they may have grown to love each other, or they may have grown closer, and they might at this point be absolutely in love and lovey-dovey romantic, but when they got married, they did not get married because they loved each other. How many of y'all know at least one of them couples like that? I know I do. I know at least one couple that got married and probably shouldn't have got married, but they grew to love each other and they stuck it out. And, they're inseparable now. But in the beginning, it wasn't why they got married. They wasn't head over heels in love with each other when they got married. And that's why I say everybody don't get married for love. But here's the thing, even if you don't get married for love, it still don't give you the right to hurt the person that you married to. It don't give you that right. Being in a marriage takes two people who are willing to get in the ring and work it out and fight for that marriage, fight for that relationship. And if you didn't want that relationship in the beginning or to start with, you should have never got your ass in the ring. I'm just saying, you should have stayed on the sidelines. You could have been on the outside coaching, but you should have never got your ass in that ring. If you were not willing to fight for a relationship or fight for a marriage because you didn't want it in the first place, that is absolutely selfish. That's beyond selfish to me. Like, how could you? Bev says, nope, not at all. She said, no, he thought she was cute. Hey, Chastity. Like, that's the thing. Like, people don't understand that you don't have, and it goes back to, if you're not willing to walk in your truth and you are not willing to be 100% truthful with yourself, do not involve anybody else. Hey, you should be involving nobody in because here's the thing. When you bring people in to your garbage, you have to prepare yourself for the consequences. Because when you hurt people in this day and age, people don't just hurt your feelings back. Lisa said it was the Napa Clapper. Baby, let me tell you something. No amount of cheek clapping is worth that headache. Not all of this. Not all of that. I'd be like, there's the door, use it. You want the front door or you want the back door? Pick one, but you can use one of them doors to walk on up out of here. Because it's so oftentimes that because people are uncomfortable with themselves and people are not willing to be 100 with themselves and be like, hey, take that hard look in the mirror and be like, this is who I am, this is what I am, and be okay with it. And because they don't do that and are not willing to do that, they put on this mask, they put on this facade. And when they do that, you bringing somebody in, they don't even know who you are. They don't know who the real you is. That's crazy as hell. What gives you the right to do that to somebody else? Nobody. Like, that's crazy. Because I'm going to tell you, let me get married and find out my husband or my wife is like, well, babe, I got to be honest with you. Like, I really didn't want to get married anyway. Like, I kind of did it just man, I tell you, they ain't got about it. Upside down. It'll be upside down statement. Wait, finish that, and then talk about it. Like, no, I absolutely not doing that. I'm not gonna play with you, Joe. I'm not gonna play with you, Joe. Look, each is own, whatever it is. She has to realize at this point, she gonna have to explain that to her child. Because I'm sure he not gonna marry her either. Who's to even say he's going to be with her? Who's to even say that? He might not want a commitment, period. He might not. Because clearly, yeah, is what he wants for sure. Yeah, they both getting what they want out of it. Here's the thing. Some people have beards because they're not comfortable with who they are. And that goes both ways. Women have taken men out on dates because that's what their family expects. Women have married men because that is what their family expects them to do, because that is the life or the lifestyle in which their family has chosen for them. There are men who have married women who don't like women, but because their family expects that of them, or because that is the lifestyle in which their family chose for them, that is what they have done. And that does not mean that it is right. But people do it all the time. And the sad part is that those are the people who wind up hurting other people. Because then they wind up having kids. And then you got to explain to your kids, like, okay, so I know mommy and daddy are together, but daddy really. Stop putting these kids in fucked up situations. Like, learn to love you and like you first before you put somebody else into it. Because let me tell you something. Once a person step out of the closet, ain't nothing you can do or say that's going to force them to go back in it. And if you're not willing to walk hand in hand with me down the street, baby, we don't need to even have a conversation, let alone get married and see how it goes. I'm not going to be your experiment. I'm not going to be your guinea pig to see what it's really like or if this is something you really want. I don't need to sign no paperwork. I don't need to move you in my house. I don't need to move in your house for you to figure out whether or not marriage is for you or if that's something you want to try out. No, I don't need to do that. I don't need to do that. Because we have to learn that as people in general, doing things like this, it's a domino effect. Because now, even when getting divorced, if he ever decides to get married again, the first thing they ask you on your marriage license is, have you ever been married before? They ask you, have you ever been married before? And if you lie, you can literally go to jail. It's a legal document. You can't lie on legal documents. And guess what? There's a record of your marriage in the state in which you got married. So if anybody really wants to know who you married in the first place, all they got to do is look it up. So that was dumb. Like, you out there now. And I'm sure that there's somebody who knows that who he's married to, because you can't tell me that you don't have no friends come over your house. Like, explain who this man is in your house. That's your roommate. That's your friend. You take your ring off when you're around your friends. You take your ring off when people come over, or you only invite people when your husband ain't at home. Like, I'm sure there's pictures around the house somewhere, whether you got married in a private ceremony or had a big service. Everybody takes a wedding photo when they get married. Everybody takes a wedding photo. So I'm sure there's a wedding photo somewhere in that house of them together. So, like, how do you go about hiding all of that? Like, that's too much work. Who the hell got time to do all that? I know I don't. I know I certainly don't have time to be hiding all this shit. Like, no, that ain't what we doing. So I think that he definitely needs to be honest. It's gonna hurt like hell, and I know his husband is gonna be hurt, but he is going to absolutely have to be honest and tell his husband everything and just be willing to sign the divorce papers. Like there's no way around it. Absolutely not. Bev says, then you're not living your best life. You're not living your best you. Joe says, I got some questionable coworkers, but that's not my business. But that's not my business. So somebody knows they married because I'm sure they wondering who going home. I'm just saying. Yes, Bev, I am. Lisa said, no, that's my homie lover friend. I mean, either way, he got to tell him something. You can't tell me that you never invited. He can't say he's never invited his best friend over. Somebody knows he's married to this man. Somebody. Like you got a whole marriage and your parents don't know, your siblings don't know, your best friend don't know. Like somebody knows something. So regardless of whether he wants to be out or not, like you're married, you're out whether you want to be or not. So he needs to decide for himself what he wants to do and who he wants to be. But at the end of the day, he needs to just completely just be like, hey, this is me, this is who I am, and he needs to accept it first. Absolutely, Joe. Somebody had to witness them getting married. Even in private ceremonies, you have to have a witness. Absolutely. Joe, you know you was mine. Like you do. You have to have a witness even in a private ceremony. So, I mean, somebody knows something. So, regardless of how he feels about not wanting anybody to know anything, and as far as this woman, she's just to me, I just think she is just one of those that don't mind being a side piece. She probably don't want no commitment herself, and now she in this situation where she messed up because now she pregnant and she want to keep the baby, and you still having a baby with a married man. So, what level of commitment did she think she was going to get? And why would he stay to work out? What is there to work out? He's already said that gay marriage ain't what he thought it was gonna be. Like, what did he think it was gonna be? Like, I'm still trying to figure that out. What did he think it was gonna be? Marriage is marriage. The, Lisa said, just like Michael Jackson's song says, just keep it in the closet. I mean, here's the thing: if he wants to stay in the closet, that's his business. But he doesn't get to drag anybody else in that closet with him that doesn't want to be in the closet. That's the thing. It's like he's trying to force his husband to be in the closet with him and he doesn't want it. Like, that's stupid. Joe says that this would be different if it was like Martin married Gina and Pam signed where Gina was supposed to sign. I mean, it would be different. But that ain't the case. Like he purposely went into this situation, even in a private ceremony. Like you intentionally married this man. So what changed? And if y'all been in a relationship for a while, like what's so different? If you've been in a relationship with this person for a while and now you're married, like was it because you just didn't go nowhere? Like I saw Lisa said so true, saw that episode. I saw that one too. Like, I mean, what's so different? If they've been in a relationship for a while and then all of a sudden decide to get married, like what I don't understand what he thought marriage was gonna be. It, it's work. When you're married, you don't get to walk away because you're mad. Or because that other person is like, you got my nerves. Like, oh, I just want to talk to you. Okay, you go in the other room, but you better not leave the house. You better go take your 10 minutes and you better go do your deep breathing and meditate. But you don't just get to pick up and walk away. You don't get to do that in a marriage. Just like you don't get to step out on somebody and then act like you want to play the victim. You don't get to do that because you can't play victim when you're the one who hurt somebody. How that work? How that work out? Like, so am I the only one who thinks he should be honest and get a divorce? I think he should lay it all out on the line. Like, this is what happened. This is how I've been feeling. This is what I did. This is the result of it. And I want a divorce. That's what I think he should do. What do you all think he should do? Should he get a divorce or should he be honest and work it out? I think he should be honest and get a divorce, but that's Joe say, hell yeah, this is some Jerry Springer shit. See, that's what they call platinum letters because you never know what people are going through. You never know. Look, you never know. I don't divulge who sent these letters in. I'm never gonna do that. But I will relay the decision, the collective decision that we all have come up with. I will relay that of what the verdict was. So I need some verdicts here. So are we going with be honest and get divorced? Are we going with be honest and work it out? Or keep his mouth shut and keep it the same? Like, what are we doing? Like, honesty and divorce, honest and work it out, or just keep his mouth shut? Lisa said, yes, I agree with the let it go, like Tony Braxton. Please let it go. I mean, I just said, yeah. Ann says honest and divorce. Okay. Okay. So we got two for honest and divorce. Okay. So anybody else feel that he should be honest, get a divorce, or anybody feel like he should be honest and try to work it out with his husband since they've been together for a while? Like, because I don't see the benefits to him being honest and staying. I really don't. I don't see it. Because if he's already Joe said, babe, you better just divorce him and move on, let the husband find somebody else. And that's what I think. I think he should really free his husband and allow him because his husband deserves happiness. He does. And if you cannot accept yourself for who you are, there's nothing to work out because he wants to go out. He wants to be out. He wants to hold hands. He wants the PDA. He doesn't want that. He doesn't want the same things the husband wants. So he said, boy, not babe. Okay. I just that like I said, that's just my opinion. So I see that a couple of you guys agree with the fact that he should be honest and let it go. Because there's no benefits to hold on to this. There are absolutely no benefits to it. Like now, I mean, even now if he got some good benefits from work, now I can see that. But if he got some good benefits, I mean, like if he got that good health, vision, and dental, like you might want to get whatever you need done before you just lay it all out there. But Joe said this type of shit will get you shot, ass whooped. That's true. That is true. Because you never know what people's mindsets are. You never know. Lisa says you can't get over hurt. You can't get over a lie. That's true. You absolutely can. And, I know it's going to hurt the husband for him to be completely like just brutally honest with him. But I think it will help the husband in the long run to kind of be more aware. I think because I believe there was red flags. I really truly believe that if he felt that gay marriage was not for him and he didn't want to be out like that, I really truly believe that there were red flags that the husband has ignored. I really do believe that. Because when a person don't want to be with you and certainly don't want to be seen with you in public, you see them signs. You see them. Now, if we choose to ignore them, that's on us. But when you start seeing red flags of withdrawing or you walking close and you go to hold their hand and all of a sudden they, just felt the need. Oh, your hand. I was just trying to hold your hand. Oh, well, that's the hand I hold my phone in. Like, don't ignore those red flags. Don't ignore those signs. Joe says, stop cheating. Damn. It's too many people looking for somebody single. Some people, look, here's the thing. You have some people that don't want single people because they don't want the commitment of a real relationship. I told you, you got to watch out for some of these side chicks because those are the ones. And when I tell you, they are proud, okay? Proud and don't want commitment. I mean, now there may have been a time or two, you know, there may have been a time or two when the madam, you know how she liked to misbehave, you know. I'm just saying, we all do some dirt from time to time. But you learn from it, okay? It was a learning lesson, all right? It was a learning lesson, and it wasn't intentional. But you have some people who are just who don't want that commitment. I mean, if you don't want that commitment, that's cool. Say that too. Be honest about that too. Just be honest about just be honest about who you are and where you are in life when you meet people and you dating people and you screwing people. Okay? Because sometimes screwing people can actually screw them over. It can screw them over. Because some people have such a look, mental illness is real. Okay. Um, some people on their meds are amazing. But when they're off their meds, they're scary. So be mindful of that when you screwing people and screwing people over. Like, be mindful of that. Because now, if he were to tell his husband all of this and his husband decides that, you know what, and shoots him or does something, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know people's reaction when they get hurt, especially over stuff like this. Because, honey, when I tell you, I know people who don't play about their spouses. They don't play about their spouses. Ride or die to the end. They rocking till the wheels fall off, okay? And cheating right there would be the wheels falling off. I'm just saying, it would be the wheels falling off. And says that is a learning lesson. Yes. Joe says they need to call it sexual illness because these people know damn well what they doing just to get a nut. Well, well, being grown means being responsible. It doesn't mean that you get to go do who and whatever you want and ignore the consequences or the fact that you're hurting people. If you don't want to be in a committed relationship, say that up front. We are in a new day and age where when you meet people, be like, hey, look here. Okay. So what I was thinking was, I'm not trying to do this relationship thing. Look, I'm just trying to get mine. Okay. And that's about it. Like, we can meet up somewhere. It is what it is. Probably won't call you. Probably not gonna see you again after this. I'm okay with that. Are you cool with that? Some people are like, yes. Some people are like, well, I don't know how. Some people can't separate the heart from the head, from the privates. Like, it's all connected. It doesn't necessarily have to be, but for most people, it is connected. But be honest. If you just trying to get some ass, say that. Don't be out here talking some, well, queen, what's good with you? And I'm looking for my queen, and I'm looking for a God fearing woman, to be my queen that I can spoil, and I can do this and do that. And I'm like, look, that you clearly are not trying to be in a relationship, okay? Like, I'm just trying to find my forever lady. And, in the meantime of finding my forever lady, right now it's, look, if you're just trying to get ass, say that, okay? Depending on my mood, I might be like, okay. Might be like, no, I'm good. Like, you don't know what people might say. But it's better to be honest up front than it is to act like you trying to be in something that you don't want to. Because you're going to mess around, fuck around, be in a relationship. Then you mess around, have kids, and you be like, I ain't want this relationship anyway. And you pushed me into this, and you trapped me, and you know what you was doing when you slept with that person. You know it. You know when you approached them, you wasn't trying to be with them forever. Like, just be honest with yourself. Like, just stop kidding. It's okay. Sam said Bobby is stuck on the call, but I'm sure she'll agree with this. Be careful who you get involved with. It will save your time and theirs. You better say it, Sam. Don't waste your time or mine. If you know that you are with a person that does not like commitment, does not want to be in a relationship, stop trying to force that person into a relationship, because then you wind up with situations like this. You wind up with situations like this, where now this man has now got to tell his husband that he has slept with a woman and got her pregnant and she's keeping the baby. All the while, only the husband is the one that's heartbroken and hurt. All because he's selfish and can't be 100 with himself. Not cool. Not cool at all. So at the end of the day, before you involve yourself with anybody else, make sure that you're completely honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself about who you are. Be honest with yourself about what you want. Be honest with yourself about whether or not you want commitment or not. That's important. Some people have friends with benefits because they don't want relationships or commitments. That ain't necessarily a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. Sometimes you you don't want nobody to cuddle with. You just want to get in, get out, get yours, go on about your business. Nothing wrong with it. None at all. Joe says even Olivia Pope can't fix that. I'm just saying, can't nobody fix it but you. Can't nobody fix you but you when it comes to stuff like when it comes to garbage like that. Okay. So listen, I will relay the verdict of being honest and getting a divorce. I will relay the verdict that we have chosen for tonight for this platinum letter. And hopefully they will appreciate it and hopefully they'll update us on the outcome. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But either way, I will relay the message. And should they decide to update us with the outcome, I'll update y'all with the outcome if they let me know. I'm hoping they do. It'd be interesting to see how this turns out. But as always, I thank you guys for tuning in tonight. I thank you guys. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube and the Facebook channel. I appreciate you guys for the thumbs up, the likes, and the hearts. We certainly do appreciate that. Also, make sure that you guys have an amazing weekend. Okay. I certainly appreciate you guys' input and just helping me to come up with the verdict for this one because this one had me stumped. I ain't gonna lie, it had me stumped. Like, wait, I got stuck a couple times. Like, wait, did I read that? I had to read again a couple times. Hey, Lenore, how are you? Like, so I just hope that whatever it is that you choose to do or whoever it is you choose to be with, just make sure that it's healthy. Make sure that you are in a situation in which it is not just healthy mentally, but healthy physically, healthy emotionally. And make sure, most of all, that you're not only honest with your partner, but make sure you're honest with yourself first. Make sure that you love you and like you. Because if you can't love you and like you, you can't expect nobody else to. If you don't want to spend time with yourself in them quiet moments, how you expect somebody else to want to spend time with you? So be honest with yourself, whatever it is and wherever you are in life. If you choose to continue to be in the closet, that is your business. But don't expect or try to drag anybody else in there with you. Love you, like you. As always, I ask you guys, absolutely. Letitia says, and tell him to get help so he can love himself. Absolutely. Absolutely. Whatever that work entails, whether it be counseling, whether it be talking to family members, because sometimes our families can be the reason that we're uncomfortable in our own skin. But you can never allow anyone to make you uncomfortable to be you. And I mean, nobody. I don't care if it's your parents, your siblings, your grandparents, teachers, cousins, family, friends. Nobody. Never allow anybody to change you or make you be someone that you are not or someone that you don't want to be. As always, I ask you guys to do one random act of kindness because you never know the path or the trajectory a person may be on. A simple smile or a simple wave could let someone be seen, feel seen or heard that have may otherwise have felt invisible. I ask that you all, whatever it is that you do this weekend, make sure that you guys go forth and continue to spread light, love, and positivity everywhere that you go. And I just thank you so much, my shimmers, and I love you all dearly. And in case no one told you today, you are beautiful, you are loved, you are important, and I love you. And guess what? Ain't a damn thing that you can do about it. Okay. On that note, I will see you guys Monday evening, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Same channel, YouTube and Facebook. And again, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Hit those thumbs ups and those hearts. And I see you guys on Monday.